This meeting is being recorded.
Welcome to Burning Metal Shooting the Breeze episode 25, and in this episode I'm joined by Nomadus. How are things, lads?
All good,
Very
man.
good. Good, Phil.
And we have you here today, and just to get with a bit of a promo video just before you head off to play at Bloodstock next month. And I'd say you're really looking forward to getting over to playing one of the biggest metal festivals in the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's been a dream of mine ever since I was about 13.
Yeah, you're like, it's just... Well,
Just
I know most of you
very-
haven't been there before, but you're going to fall in love with the place, and it's so well organized, and the new Blood stage is a really well run stage as well too. So you're going to have a great time. Like, you're going to have quality sound and quality people everywhere. Like, nothing is left, nothing is done half-assed at all there. Like,
Since we started playing live, it was in the metal to the masses, and that was always our goal. Like going there, and then we got second. In this year's on the competition, and to be called after is just amazing. Like, we really weren't expecting. We were on call to go potentially to the Jägermeister stage, but to actually go to the new blood as well as the winners as well. Hint, it's crazy. So
I know Simon Hall really pays attention to bands, what they're doing after he kind of watches them and checks them out. And in all fairness, even though you got the kickback, you didn't get there. You've been fucking playing everywhere since. Any gig that came up, you've been doing it, and you've been really heavily promoting yourself. So if you're involved in Bloodstock and you want bands that promote, like, you have done not everything you possibly could do to promote the band, so that's always going to stand to you. And obviously they've been watching, and here you go, you're on the new blood, like.
yeah, like, we don't know what else as well could have done, but that's it. We've been really busy since Metal to the Masses, almost not every weekend, but every 2 weekends or so, and that's just what we can do, is just play live and promote our stuff. And then the album will come out as well this year, hopefully, and that will be a big push too.
Yeah, but I think Simon Hall knew there was something witchy from the start, because you played the Metal to the Masses final in 2019, which was your third ever gig, like.
Yeah, as I was saying, like, the first time we played was 2019. It was the competition.
But the fact that it was your third gig, like, your first gig was the first heat, your second gig was the semi-final, and your third fucking gig was the final, like, that doesn't happen, lads.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen. Like, I've never heard of any band coming into the Metal to the Masses for their first gig and get to the final, let alone get past the first round.
I think that's what's awesome about that competition in general, is how new bands can just get picked up like that. Because it is for new bands, it is for bands to try and risk that, and that was we knew it was going to be a risk, because we never played in the live setup all together. We had a different lineup at the time, but me and Neil, we were talking before that, and we were like, before that happened, we were like, maybe it's not a good idea to going to do the first gig on a setup like this, but then we risked it and we went for it, and I think it worked out for the best.
There's no reward without risk, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you know what day you're playing the Bloodstock yet, do you?
August 12th, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Friday.
Friday. Jesus, I think everyone's on the Friday. So I know Nomadus are on Friday. I'm fairly sure Haint are on Friday, and you're on Friday as well. Like, that's unusual, like.
Yeah, Haint are on Friday as well. Is Fornoth too? Yeah.
Yeah, Fornoth as well. They're on Friday. I did a podcast with them there last weekend, just something similar to what I'm doing here. But that's very unusual to have all the Irish bands on a Friday, like. you know. But it's actually very beneficial for all of you though, because people will be fresh on Friday.
That's right.
Yeah.
If you're all on Sunday, fucking forget about it, because it's Walking Dead at that stage for a lot of people. Like,
Yeah.
I imagine.
The Irish seemed strong, man. Like it's, yeah. Was it 3 Irish bands, 4 Irish bands on the Friday?
4 in the end. 4 bands in the end. It's 3 on the Friday for definite.
Yeah. Well, like there's a big following. Like the Irish metal seems strong. So, like I wouldn't be surprised if you keep seeing the same people on the Friday. Like,
oh, for sure. I remember last year, Words of Burn were on at 12 o'clock on Sunday, and now we're all down there, like, but it was just a case of like, don't even look at each other, just go down and watch the band and fuck off again. Just, you know, I was not ready for this yet. Like,
Words That Burn play last year, did they?
they played at 12 on Sunday on the New Blood stage.
Oh, nice. I seen Stranglewire and I seen Elder Druid. Like, that was good.
Yeah, there was a load of Irish bands there last year in the end. So, but not as many this year. But still, like, there's still 4 bands, like, which is very, very encouraging, and they're all underground bands as well. Like, there's not a big name or anything. It's all like band play. So anyway, any bands in particular you're looking forward to see at the full return to Bloodstock with the heavy hitters back in the lineup again?
I Hate God. Straight away, like.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Cattle Decapitation. I was really looking forward to seeing Black Tongue, but they had to pull out there a couple of weeks ago, so kind of mad about that. But at the same time, their replacement is still solid. So
Tested, like, fucking great band.
Been a big fan of them as well, so looking forward to seeing Ingested.
Yeah, one of the biggest disappointments from the lineup was Phil Anselmo pulling out, doing the whole Pantera thing.
Yeah.
But did you see the big announcement there today? Like, Pantera coming back next year.
I know.
But how are they going to do that? You know, half of them aren't alive anymore.
Like, Carl's facial expression says it all. Like, you know, it's a
risky move, I think.
Yeah, get all respect to Pat Bruders, get Rex back in town. I'd like to see that, but man, no Vinny, horrific without Dime. Zach Wilde was perfect for that, but no Vinny.
Not gonna, yeah.
He's not doing it. I'd say it'll be a couple of lads from the Illegals, Phil's band. I'd say that'll fill in the drummer and the guitarist. I'd say.
I think the Illegals did a really good job, man. You know, like considering what they play, you know, it's disgusting stuff like, but they do a good job, man. Yeah.
And of course,
here, Rex and Phil playing, it's better than them not playing. So, you know,
yeah,
I'll go see them, like, obviously.
I know.
To be honest with you, I'll definitely try and get to see that for sure, because I was one of the lucky ones that had a ticket to see them back in 2001. Before the next thing, the fucking thing got cancelled because of the whole World Trade Center thing. So it's probably as good as I'd ever get at this point. I was sickened, man. You know, fucking hell, just that close. Like, it was days away, and like, gone, never again.
Neil had a ticket for that, didn't you, man?
Yeah, I had a ticket for that. A friend of mine at school couldn't go. We were actually in 5th year at the time. Whatever reason, he couldn't go, and he was like, "Here, man, I'll sell you my ticket for 50 quid." Like, fucking brilliant. Going down to see this, and then boom. It's like, it'll be all right. We'll be back in a couple of years, I guess. I'll get over it.
That was that, unfortunately.
No, awful. You know. So I don't know where I sit on this reunion. Like, I think if they weren't going to do it when Vinny was around, I don't see why they want to do it now.
I know.
You know, and Rex has made his feelings clear about Zach apparently. So I don't know. Who knows? Like, because like Carl was saying, like, I think Phil was doing it good with the Illegals there. That live stream that they done. So I don't know why they just couldn't do that and have Rex coming in.
Yeah, instead of using the actual name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's one of those things where everyone's gonna be either totally for it or totally against it. You'll never really get anyone straight down the middle of it, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a really weird one after, especially after all these years.
Yeah.
Like it's 23 years later in the end. Like
I know
It's crazy, man. These band riffs are awful. They always seem to be under the worst circumstances, but Sepultura and Pantera, it's like when the members are still alive, why not do it? But like it's awful, man. When like your favorite bands, stuff like that, drives them apart. It's brutal.
I think we have given up on the Sepultura reformation anyway for definite. Anyway, that's never going to happen.
Yeah, it's not happening, like, especially after even recently when Max was doing that Max tracks, that doing COVID. That was one I saw, and he was talking in Portuguese, and he was slobbering about people who were stealing his riffs and stuff and calling him all sorts.
To anyone that could understand.
Yeah,
Oh, we got the breaking news.
It was brutal.
Fuck
It's
you,
brutal.
rocking feet or whatever it is, like the geezer.
it was kind of like, hey, like, can you translate this for us? But I sort of don't want to hear it
I don't know.
at the same time.
It is sad when we hear stuff like that about your favorite bands, like.
Ah, but man, like I remember the stories back in the day with the whole thing with the young lad Dana or whatever. Dana, yeah, sorry, that's the name. He was dead. Like Andreas was demanding he come back and play the festival, and
Yeah.
and
That was
it's
not right.
terrible.
it was fucked up what happened back then. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That really burnt the bridge forever. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can understand why as well. If
oh god,
fucking
yeah.
don't do shit like this,
No, not really. It wasn't his natural son. It was his adopted son, but still, like it's his kid at the end of the fucking day. Like
Yeah.
Man, he wrote some music. There's some parts that it might be some Sepultura stuff. Dana had the odd input in certain things, so when you actually dive deep in the archives, it's cool, man.
yeah, I seen Soulfly a few years ago, and he had the two kids playing with him live. Like it was pretty cool. Like to see them all on stage together. Like
We all seen them. We all seen them in Belfast. With Lodi Kong, Insight, and Soulfly.
Yeah.
Sons of Nerves, awesome, man.
2016.
Yeah.
and then you seen the Cavalier Conspiracy.
No.
Not.
No, fortunately not.
I have. Haha.
I'd
Nice.
love to see them. I'd love to see them on this tour that you were doing now, Rise and Beneath.
Yeah, God, yeah, that'd be class.
Yeah, I'd say like with the announcement of that was more of a there's no way in hell any form of Sepultura rebirth with Max and Igor is going to happen. Like
Yeah,
that was the perfect opportunity.
Yeah, I was kind of touching on Sepultura here because your sound does have an influence from Sepultura. Is that Federico? Is that because of your background with the?
Not really. It's just the way our influences are. We like to do that. We all love Sepultura, Pantera, that Gojira, yeah, and Metallica, obviously, and all the classics, and just try to mix a bit of that style with something more modern and more we go as original as we can go as well. Like every song is kind of has a different feel to in between each one.
I think it's
Yeah,
vocal style.
I always knew Sepultura, but not because they were from Brazil or anything, but because they were a big name in metal. But yeah, once I moved here, I actually started listening even more because of Neil. Actually, I used to be more thrash, but like I used to listen a lot of Sepultura, but not as much as I started listening when I moved to Belfast. Like, So
That's unusual. You moved from Brazil to discover Sepultura properly.
yeah. But yeah, no, I'm from Portugal as well. That's that connection.
Oh, you're Portuguese. Oh, sorry. I thought you were Brazilian. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. But that's that connection. Yeah.
Well, it's pretty similar. Like, you speak the same language, so.
I know, can understand each other. Like,
So, have you gonna be playing any new stuff at the festival, or are you gonna kind of stick to what you know, or keep it a safe bet set, Ilk?
yeah, we have a set. It's pretty much we're gonna play songs that are not out yet because it's part of the album, but it's songs that we've been playing, in the set. So it's
Yeah,
not.
Adrian
It's
Williams seen you there a couple of weeks ago. He spoke very highly of you.
Adrian, yeah. Oh, it was really nice to meet him.
And fair play, man. Come all that way for Lisburn, like that's
Yeah.
dedication.
Yeah, definitely.
He loves going up the north for gigs. I don't know why, he just loves going up there. I think he just finds it more of a community than Dublin, like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually.
The scene is good, like.
I think the Belfast scene is the strongest in the country, to be honest with you, especially in regards to local bands. You don't see that support anywhere else.
Oh yeah, I
That's-
think the metal scene here is amazing.
Yeah, I want to go. I'm going down like Kerry and Cork next week. I'm going to go to Cork, go to the metal bars and stuff there. Want to see what other scenes are like.
There's only one in Cork.
Yeah,
Zeppelin,
what do you call
Red
that
Zeppelin.
place?
Red Zeppelin.
Yeah, should go have a pint of Guinness there. But yeah, man, be awesome to get down to those places, experience that, play.
Fire on a message to Evan at Dead Cult Promotions.
Mhm.
We did.
Oh, you did, yeah. You've contacted Evan, you have.
It's maybe this year still we can go down there, and
Very good.
I would love that. And Richie, from Metal Cell, big supporter as well since the beginning, and he's just he does a lot for the metal scene.
Yeah.
Oh, Richie's a great man for it, all right. And I met him at the Siege there recently, and I don't know how he done it, man. He was drinking early in the day, and I was looking at him. I was like, how the fuck, man? How are you going to survive this day? But he did. He made it through. I wouldn't have attempted that. Like,
He's
Yeah,
the
do you
man.
remember was it the tail end of 2019 when we went down the Halloween? No way, they run it twice, the Easter one and then the Halloween one, yeah. And we went down and we'd met this guy because there was some gig or something happening the day before. Was it at some castle or something?
Yeah.
oh, John's Castle, yeah.
Was
Was
it?
it
Yeah.
from the Amon the Marth?
Mart.
So everyone was still wrote off from that, coming to, say, and he couldn't believe it. The amount of people that was still, this guy was on his 10th pint at 12 o'clock. And he was still, when we went up to see Zora I think they played about 10:30 that night. The guy was still going. So fair play, like fucking hardcore down there, like.
Yeah, I was going to say, have you played the Siege yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 2019. Yeah,
Oh, you've played the Siege. You played the Siege.
we were very lucky once we first started. We had that wee run in Metal of the Masses, and then I think we done one in Bangor, and then the Siege was after that one, if I'm right. Or
We played with the Crawling. We played with the Crawling the week before.
Stranglewire and Stalsarg.
Yeah, Stranglewire. Yeah, Stalsarg, Stranglewire, the Crawling, and then I think
I
the
thought that
weekend
was
after was the Siege.
the February one.
That's a big gig, like.
Oh, it is, yeah. And of course, you're hoping to get down again, potentially this year, hopefully next year, yeah.
With the new lineup as well, I feel like it'll be doing all of us justice if we get down for Siege again.
Yeah, we feel like this is the lineup starting, like we are starting again, We
You know,
feel
it's
like
yeah.
this is 100% now.
it's great being a studio band and all, like, but gotta play live shows, you
Yeah.
know. And our scene's strong, so why not? It's the plan, like, play Ireland.
Exactly.
Yeah, love to do a wee, tour, Cork, Dublin, Limerick, and then just go down there and see either for a weekend or for a few days.
Yeah, I don't. Have you played Dublin actually?
No,
No,
Oh, jeez.
Texas OD promotions.
Yeah, I was going to say Mikey O'Reilly and OD
Yeah,
Promotions. He'd be the man to talk to, right?
he did offer us a gig, but it was a Thursday, and it's gonna be hard for us to do a Thursday like that if we're not gonna go for a few days. Would like to try, get Dublin and then Cork. At least a couple of dates.
Yeah, it wouldn't really be worth your while trying to get down on a Thursday because if you're an opening band on a Thursday, it could be
Yeah,
a waste of everyone's time. Like,
it'd be better if it was a Saturday or a Friday.
Yeah. Price of fuel as well, like, to go around for one show. It's pretty.
I
Yeah.
mean, if
Start
we're
late,
gonna have to
finish
do it
late.
at some point.
Yeah, yeah.
We would like to get a couple of dates sorted.
Mhm.
Instead of going just for one. But if it happens, it could be. It's better on a weekend rather than just a Thursday. And plus, we don't know exactly yet. We haven't. We have an idea of when the album is going to come out, but there's a few things in progress that we's not set in stone yet. So we, we need to. It would be better once the album is out, to promote that, and instead of going now on a Thursday, you know what I mean. Would be better to go on the weekend or when the album is out, so we can promote it. Yeah.
kind of hard in Dublin at the moment now, and unfortunately, we lost another fucking venue there last week. Drop Dead Twice burnt down.
Burnt down.
Yeah, fucking fire started in the morning, and by
Where
the
is that?
time by the time their alarm was raised for the inside, it was fucked like.
fuck.
Shit.
And they were just getting going again properly again. They were taking in punk bands and metal bands and all sorts. They were really building this alternative pub. It was a bit out of the way. It was over near where the Tivoli was. But the alternative crowd were starting to travel over there because they knew it was like a really welcoming pub. Like, if you went in with fucking facial tattoos and mohawks or whatever you had, everyone was like, "Oh, how's it going? Come over and have a pint," like. So they were really getting it up and going. And next thing,
Nice.
fuck.
This was in Dublin, yeah.
Dublin, man. Yeah, it was. They took it over right before the pandemic kicked in, and I was actually going to run a couple of gigs in there before everything went to shit. Like, and next thing they came back and they were just getting everything back into place again. Building back the name. Getting everything going, and bang, God knows how long this will take. It could take months. It's a fucking shame. Like,
Yeah.
it was an open door for bands like yourselves, like. Because Fibbers, have kind of changed direction. They kind of do a Thursday or something. But they would have been open to a Saturday night gig. They'd have put on. I think they could have 8 bands were allowed to put on a night, like.
Fuck.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that's a fucking kick in the balls. Like, I was kind of looking at it myself. I was going to approach Griffo about doing something, and next thing I fucking looked on, and there was the place fucking burnt out, and I'm like, well, that's the end.
Yeah. And you did there's the Iron Mountain
Yeah,
Festival?
I was the head of that before. Well, unfortunately, we were going to do it, and of course, then everything went wrong in 2020, and like we're all in our 40s now, and I went chatting to all the lads, and sure, they were just.
It's not worth it, is it?
Well, no, they'd all changed their lives. They were working in music, and of course, they didn't know when they were going to work again, so they went off driving vans or whatever they were doing, like so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at that point, then 2 years had passed, and they were like, "No, I'm not going back to that. Trying to chase up money and everything else. I'm just going to stick with a job that pays the wages every week."
That's
Fuck, I know.
a lot of people was like that. We were, well, I don't know how close we were potentially losing Voodoo up in Belfast, but I remember they started having to take donations and stuff. They were like, guys, just literally anything you can just to save us here, you know. And I mean, what can you do? You know, you can only ask people and then just hope that
Yeah.
place never sort of disappears, you know.
Yeah.
Because it's a shame, because when you start trying to put those kind of nights on in other bars, like it can work, but when people from an alternative scene, or you know, just in general, when they have a bar they can go to, you know, and you can have those nights on, I think you appreciate it more, you know. You need more
That's-
places like this, but the fact is that, you know, those kind of places, for people to take that on, they wouldn't make a whole lot of money doing it, you know.
Mm.
That's why a lot of the venues up here, that's why you'll have like one metal night, and then, you know, the other 6 fucking days of the week it's open for students, and you know, a pound a shot and fucking all this shit, you know, and you can't, you know, there's nowhere really to put metal nights on too often.
Mhm.
Yeah, Belfast lost a big venue in Warzone a few years ago, and like that is the fucking true underground of Belfast music. Like that was an interesting fucking venue. Like
I remember
great.
that. The Southern Strike Boys used to be involved in that, didn't they?
Yeah, man. Like I seen some crazy shit in that place. A guy dressed as a butcher. I think he had a fucking chainsaw. It was a 2-piece. It's just like, what is this? You know,
A lot
not
of
gonna get that in limelight.
grindcore punk scene. A lot of was happening there.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
remember those. Go on, sorry.
I was way too young to experience Warzone. Like, it's just talking about all these sort of gigs that you guys were going to in, like, you know, the early 2010s. I was still a teenager when that stuff was happening, so I couldn't even experience all of that sort of stuff. So
I
I'm
don't
sort of
know,
like
I
slow
was
to
only
catch
here.
up on all that.
I was only here in 2015, so I
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah, I
didn't
was
really experience
like,
that either.
I was 14.
Man, we were late to the fucking game. Like, never
know.
mind you. You know, we missed the 80s and 90s, bro. I'm beyond. Yeah.
I remember there was one gig in the war zone one night. It was a grindcore gig, and apparently it was so fucking crazy and absurd that the only place they could upload the content was on Pornhub because it was so mentally I swear to God, like.
We were talking about that earlier. I seen a band in Portugal. There was this like underground festival, and there was this band called Vizier, and this like porno grind, and they were it was like really like
like a-
grindcore. The lyrics were just disgusting stuff, and they were is porn in the background.
Yeah,
Just
like some of the best like porno grind bands and gore grind bands you'll find is at
Obscure.
Extreme, it's called, in Czech
yeah.
Republic. Honestly, it's one of the best looking festivals I think I've ever seen in my life from the YouTube videos I've seen.
That's crazy that if they have no security or no barriers or anything, just do whatever
No.
they want. Like that.
Yeah, it's like you get about 20 seconds on stage, or someone on like a orange t-shirt just boots you off, and then you can get back up again after about 30 seconds.
Yeah, there's a video going around at that festival, and it's like a 7 or 8-year-old kid, and he's just been crowd surfed around the place, and it's fucking like you wouldn't see that anywhere else.
Great place to bring your kids.
when I was last year, man, like, I've seen newborn babies and all. I'm like, fucking hell. That's insane.
That's one thing about Bloodstock as well. You'll see an awful lot of kids walking around Bloodstock as well too, like families and all sorts. Like
That's awesome, man. That's cool. I hear it's much better than going to fucking mass on a Sunday or something when you're a kid. Dragged. I don't want to go. Oh, sick.
It's like, no, you're not going to mass. You're going to see Lamb of God this year.
Best dad award. Get it up,
get a bit of merciful faith into you, just get all fucking spiritual and religious.
Yeah.
That's
Actually, I'm looking forward for Merciful Fate.
famous.
Get a bit of
Merciful
Black Sabbath in you, more like fucking.
It's getting the Dark Funeral on the go first. That'll be interesting.
They're playing on the Bloodstock as well on Sunday, aren't they?
Yeah, they're
Who?
playing just before Cattle Decapitation.
Who is this?
I think Dark Funeral.
Oh, Dark Funeral, yeah. I'm looking
Nice.
for the thrash bands, mostly death metal.
On the Friday.
I think Enforced. Did Enforced pull out? No.
No, they're still playing, I think.
Are they? Yeah. Because that's band. I just don't want them to clash with. There's bands that you have to literally choose between two.
That's the thing. That's the killer about festivals. It's when like your favorite bands fucking clash.
I wanna see a lot of the new blood bands as well.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be like the best form of
Or not.
networking for bands as well.
I was
Yeah.
just about to say that to you lads because I done the chat with Fornot there last Friday, and they said they've got a plan to hang around the New Blood stage most of the weekend and try and meet up with other bands and say, can we do a crossover tour, gig swap, we go over thing, and then you try and bring you over to Ireland, like.
Yep.
Off I do.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I was talking to you as well. I was saying about like what ASEC done a few years ago with the whole ASEC plastic cups that were going around the campsite just handing it out to people. I found that was a great way to let people know where they were playing and all the rest, and no one will turn down a cup.
Yeah, we thought about that, about the cups as well. But we're gonna be offering other stuff just like stickers and lanyards and all that, because we're not really looking to sell any merch because we got the call a couple weeks ago and our merch run out, our t-shirts, so we won't really have time to order anything new now, but we're gonna try to, and we don't not really looking to sell. We rather just put ourselves out there and offer something that's gonna, people can remember our name or something.
And a good way to network is just go around talking to people in the campsite.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just have a few drinks on the Thursday night and just go around and say, oh, how's it going? Like, even just people camping around you, like, we're playing, if you want to check us out, and say whatever. Maybe I know you don't like it probably, but the whole Sepultura thing could be a good selling point, that we kind of have a vibe of Sepultura. Like, that's kind of, rather than saying, we're progressive, technological, or whatever way you'd want to describe yourself, if you give them a name that resonates, it might be a good way of just getting more people to come.
Like, obviously, when I like when people compare us to other bands, because it's just our influences. I think it's good. It's a good starting point. Like because you do the same when you're trying to find something new. Like, oh, what does this band sound like? And if you see, if you know, oh, it sounds like it has a vibe of these few bands. You're gonna like it.
You all gonna hang around for the full weekend, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Free festival, like, come on there.
Yeah.
Let's do this. And here, it's a good job we're on the Friday, so then we can actually
Enjoy the whole thing.
I was saying to Nate, like, it's great when your only two worries is what band am I seeing next and when's my next beer coming. So
And I assume you've thought about the Friday with the whole PR companies and stuff that you'll be able to get interviewed from. Like, you got 2E set up to do that side of things.
I think we have access to. I think we have access to that VIP.
You will on the Friday, yeah. You will for interviews on the Friday anyway, for definite.
Mm-hmm.
It's the day you're playing. I don't know, like Moshville Times and all the rest will be around. So
yeah,
Moshville Times anyway, they'll talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
And Rock and Low, it'll probably be there as well too. I know it's a local.
Arc probably will be there.
Still more coverage.
I think we're starting fairly early as well. Like, I don't know, around lunchtime or something. So we'll have the whole day after, to do that as well. There's normally like like say if we were starting, you know, in the afternoon, like I don't know,
I think we
other
might
people's
start at,
different,
like
but you know,
12.
I'll not want to be speaking to any kind of people like before we go. Like even if it's like a short distance, I got a couple hours, you know, if we're on at 12, that'll suit me fine. And then you know, you've got the whole day. So
Yeah,
That's a good
I
time
think
to
we'll
get
get
it, plus
on quite early.
because you
yeah,
know
so I don't think it's like set in stone, but yeah.
you're playing in the evening. You know, it'd be a bit more spread out. You know, in the earlier in
Mhm.
the day, you probably have a good chance of getting people in. Like,
Mhm.
'cause you won't be going up against Merciful Fate or whoever else when you're on early. The main stage
Mhm.
will be powerful, but it won't be as potentially as big as it could be if you're playing at 6 o'clock. Like I've seen Irish bands clash with Obituary and shit. Like
Oh,
hard luck. Like dude, you're not going to
that's
get anyone, are you?
that's rotten.
Hmm.
What did you say Carl was Stranglewyre was playing? Was Memoriam at the same time, was it?
No, it was Saxon,
Oh,
and
Saxon, yeah.
no
That's
disrespect, but I knew who I was going to see. Like, yeah,
Of course,
uh,
Saxon are beloved in Bloodstock because they played the first one.
yeah.
yeah.
That's also if it was Black Sabbath, yeah, I would have went and seen Black Sabbath, you know. But yeah,
So sure, we'll knock on a bit of your track Silent Dusk. So if got people check you out. Probably be an ad now.
Coral reefs are the rainforests of our oceans, feeding fish, breeding life.
You pulled this down off your own channel. Is that because you were are you re-recording it for the album?
No, this was separate. This we recorded these two, Dawn of Darkness and Silent Dusk was last year. We just put
Yeah,
something out. So
2 tracks. Yeah, just to keep your
yeah,
name
two
out there.
tracks, but it's not gonna be on the album.
Right. Usually when it gets pulled down, like off the official channel, it means just re-recorded. But no, I just still up there anyway.
Ah.
much all the song now. Anyway, it's really technical song. Like that's probably going to be your set closer. It is.
We finished with that one on our first gig this year with the Metal to the Masses. We closed with that one, but it's a better opener with that one. It's the energy level goes up straight away.
Yeah, it's like we've experimented with how we like open our sets and close our sets, and we've found a formula to us that we feel like works the most with certain songs. And it's still good to experiment and chop and change whatever ones you do end the set with, instead of having that same song every time, because people expect it. But it's good to just sort of play around with what we start with and what we end with.
And it's never exactly like how it's going to be on the album as well. There's certain changes to sometimes how to start, somehow to end. So it's never exactly, sometimes it'll be exactly like how you're going to get it on the album. And other times just depends what the set, where the venue, something like that will change it. So I think the debate about the set list for Bloodstock will be ongoing for another couple of weeks. Like we've all more or less we know what it's happening, but
I know it's kind of done, but we
everyone sort of has like their own different set list.
Feel nervous, it's the biggest set.
Yeah, it'll just be more of once we get the songs down, we then have to discuss transitions and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
I think the biggest kind of decision on the day will be, it depends on how we get on at the start. If it's quiet at the start of your set, you might want to kind of hold certain songs back until later in the set. You might be changing the set on the fly, like.
Don't know. We'll see. Because then all we can do is go out there and play the set. If it goes well, it goes well. If there's not many people, it's
the people that were there will still have a good time, or we hope that happens.
That happens to everyone, we just have to play with what we have and then do our best.
And one big advantage you have of playing on that stage is you're right beside the main bar, and there's a big outdoor seated area.
Is it the Lemmy's?
There's toilets and all sorts and food vans near you. So there's going to be an awful lot of people in that area by default. And if they like the sound of what's coming out of the New Blood stage, they'll all start moving in bit by bit, like.
Nice.
I'll be taking the best shits of my life there then.
I'm gonna have to clean before, yeah.
I'd advise the campsite for those myself now, lads. It'd be a bit better now, it might be a bit on the cleaner side. You've got a great time, like, I know you think lunchtime might be potentially be a bad time, but it's not, because you're going to have an awful lot of people around that area, like.
I think it's great, because then because you're gonna be nervous, or not nervous, but with that we think, and if it's early as well, that means we can relax after. Obviously, still trying to do the networking and all, and be as professional as we're gonna be, and at the same time, the gig after that, it's like we can just relax,
Yeah, it'll be like everyone will, like audience-wise, will still be pumped full of energy midday as well. So it's not like once we finish our gig, a few people have left or they don't want to speak to people. It would be more like people are up to talk to you, and all that sort of stuff. They'd be more open to speaking to bands potentially.
And of course, most people come in on Thursday night and kind of. Some people go hard at it, but a lot of people just get their whole setup. Get where the campsite is, where the tent is. They're kind of feeling their way in. They're afraid to get too fucking wasted.
What time you get there?
Find their tent, like.
What time are you getting there?
Sorry, was that?
What time are you getting to Bloodstock?
I'm not going to be at this one, I'm afraid, lads. Unfortunately.
Are you not going?
No, unfortunately not.
Oh,
What
I thought
happened
you were
was
going
my
to go.
sister and her other half and all the rest didn't get away for the last 3 years. And they're
Right.
all going away in August. They all fucking booked August to go away. And then they're like, oh, you got to mind the dogs. And I was like, oh, well, fuck, I'm not going to Bloodstock, so.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
Fair enough. That's a good reason. You know.
It's always got to watch the dogs, like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fucking nuts. I'll walk the fucking shite out of them dogs, so I won't have to deal with them.
Fucking cannibal corpse in the earbuds. Ants walking their lives.
It's now fucking Shih Tzu and a Pugalier as well too. We're not even right fucking dogs. They're just no fucking ornaments like. Sure. Anyways, lads, sure, we'll leave it at that. So, and you're playing Friday at Bloodstock along with Haint and Fornat. I'm not sure what day Tombs are playing, but they're on the Jägermeister stage. So,
Tombs, yeah, they're on the Jägermeister.
no doubt you'll have a good time. And Bloodstock is a great place, and Simon Hall is a legend, and he's really good setup there, and there'll be plenty.
Big shout out to him, like for reaching out to us, and it's been really, it's a great honor, I think, to go there, and it's a privilege, for a band like us that feel a local band that they get to play in a big festival like this.
Like, look at the bands you're on the lineup with, like Merciful Fate, Lamb of God, like Jesus Christ, like that's when you're growing up, like you dream of a lineup like that, don't you? And even you playing it then is you just like the fucking cherry on top, like.
Yeah. Even to go to a festival like that, I've never been in a festival
even to
like
get to that lineup itself, and you're growing up is a dream, and then you're in the middle of it, like playing, like you'll be taking plenty of pictures and videos that weekend anyway, lads, I'd say.
Yep.
Damn right.
You need to keep the followers up to date,
Well, best of luck with the internet over there, lads. It usually doesn't work too well.
Yeah.
It's a big field in the
We'll
middle
find a way.
Cotton Hall is a fucking spin out, like.
Yeah, to get there, you just follow the signs, pretty much, isn't it? Like, because we're getting the boat from Belfast to Liverpool, and then from Liverpool we're just gonna. It's like 2 hours, I think.
Yeah.
And then I think once you get close, there's signs that you follow, right?
Yeah, they have a well signposted. It's once you get into the main areas, it's easy enough found to have a well signposted, and it's just follow all the people in black t-shirts and with the stickers on their cars and shit, like, it'll be
easy to find.
Anyways, lads, thanks for coming on, and best of luck at Bloodstock, and hopefully everything goes well for you, and then you've got the album on the way and whatnot, and hopefully you keep kicking on the way you've been kicking on, because a lot of bands in Ireland now are doing things, but you're fucking head and shoulders, in my opinion, above what a lot of bands are doing. You're up there with Elder Druid, like, you really are getting your name out, and you're non-stop, like.
Appreciate
like.
Thank you very much for having us here as well,
No matter, lads. Thanks very much. Cheers, lads.
Thanks,
Thank
Phil.
you, man.
Cheers, dude.
No matter.